Any form of feminism in general these days is a conundrum for Wahmens. See, I don't have to tell you this if you're a woman like me who's never been a feminist and don't ever subscribe to being one. That second, third, and fourth wave has been hell. I'm the type person, if you don't like what I gotta say about feminism, it's best for you to get off this video. Because the basis for the two articles I'm about to show here momentarily have their beginnings in starting with the second wave, I believe, of feminism. See, it wasn't enough just to get the vote so you can be like men, and there's still controversy over whether women can and can't vote. I'm not here to tell you that. You are a citizen of this country. You want to go vote, go vote. If you're like me and you believe it's all crap, though I've voted before, it is what it is. Be passive about it, be active about it, do what you do. You see, here's why feminism is problematic. Take a good look at this first article. Here's the thing, before I go into detail about what this article said, and I'm going to link it in the description. Even if the United States were to start something like this, I have no skin in this game. I've already done my military service. I left Alabama in 1999, got out of the Navy here in Washington State in 2007. I did 8 years. I mean, the United States Navy was good to me, so I ain't got no complaints. I come from a poor background. I would have nothing without this VA home loan and that Chapter 33 Montgomery GI Bill that put me through Olympic College for my associates, and then the University of Washington for my bachelor's. You won't see me bad-mouthing the Navy as a result. Somebody told me right after my first enlistment, because I was going to re-enlist anyway because they put me on shore duty in Fallon, Nevada first. So that killed after boot camp and A school in Meridian, Mississippi, half my time. I'm like, no, I ain't been out to sea yet. And I wanted to go to an aircraft carrier first, but they didn't let me do it, saying there's not enough billets for women on any carriers, which are any boats at the time, which I was mad about because I wanted to be on a carrier, which I eventually went to the John C. Stennis. Okay, the point about it is, you do realize when you enlist in any United States service, right? Technically, if you only do 4 years active, they can call you back. Because technically, when you sign up for that, you're really signing for 8 years, like 4 active and I think 4 inactive. Somebody can correct me. If you do 8 straight years active and then you go 3 years inactive, so November of 2011 is when they can no longer call me back. So to get into this article, I have no skin in this game. If there's equality between the sexes, I had to lift heavy things, and I was 88 pounds wet lifting boxes of paper that were heavy as crap, lifting barrels that was heavy as crap. Nobody cut me slack. Equality we wanted and equality we got. At the same time, I'm going to tell you, I ain't never been no feminist and I never will be one. If you're a feminist and you're watching, that's your choice. I'm not here to knock the fact that you are that. But it's time to eat the crow of those consequences. Let's start with this article, okay? Denmark is a constitutional monarchy. And I'll let you go look up the royal family. The queen abdicated and then in January, shortly after my birthday, her son and his wife became the new king and queen. So Denmark is a constitutional monarchy. And it was interesting reading this article that by 2026, they can conscript women for the first time. Prior to 1998, women didn't do military service in Denmark. I'm going according to this article, which is interesting because that's 1 year before I left for the United States Navy, and we had women in Persian Gulf. And Now they can conscript you as a woman, right? Starting in 2026, that's when they want to do this full on equality. The way the military there, they got an Air Force, they have a Navy, and they have an Army. See, the way military service works there, they can call you anytime from 5 to 11 months. Women serve in Denmark's military, as I said, since 1998, but they do so on a voluntary basis. So many men in this country volunteer that they don't have to conscript the men. But I'm curious to see in 2026 and beyond how this is going to affect women, since conscription is now going to be forced. And I think it's a female politician in their country, last name Fredrickson, who's pushing this law. I can't think of her first name. We want full equality between the sexes. And they want to strengthen equality between the sexes. See, I wonder in Denmark how it works when you're on maternity leave, and if you do get conscripted, how long after the baby's born before you have to go out and do your required conscription. Because that's changed throughout the years in the Navy. So it varies if you're in our Navy, United States Navy, whether you're on shore duty, sea duty, whatever. Their thing is that they need both sexes, genders, I mean, to participate, because Russia is a threat. That's one of their reasons. You'll have to go read the whole article. I skimmed through it, but I got enough from it. But Tara, why is this feminism's fault? See, when these women get conscripted, it's going to be in general hard to leave your kids behind. And a woman's maternal nature, that bothers her. I can remember when I was on the boat and I was doing what's called, because everybody who's E3 and below on a boat have to work in the ship's cafeterias, either the ward room, which is where all the officers have their meals, the chief's mess, where all the chief petty officers, that's your E7s to E9s, have their meals, or all of us E6 and below. Well, they put me in the chief's mess, and I remember 2 female chiefs talking about how it's hard to be away from their kids, and they would come in for like middle of the night meals, and I can remember telling them, I have a great admiration for y'all. They were both Black American females. I'm like, I can't have no kid and leave them. What is that new normal gonna be like in Denmark? See, we already experience it in the United States Armed Forces, because plenty of women are officers and up the ranks, and plenty of women of all different backgrounds and cultures serve. They don't make women do selective service yet. Oh, but trust and believe, thanks to your second, third, and fourth wave of feminism, don't get it twisted, it's coming to the United States. See, the reason that this is feminism's fault, because feminism sold you a bill of goods on full equality when there can never be full equality. This is why men have testosterone and women have estrogen. This is why they have a greater upper body strength than we do. This is why when our armed forces tried to put women through special forces training, they could not survive it nearly the same as their male counterparts. And then I hear rumors, which I hadn't substantiated and hadn't been able to look up, that they had to lower the requirements for the women. But you want full equality, right? See, I feel like because of what's happening in Denmark, don't think it won't come to the United States. Women voluntarily serve right now, and we may have a significant enough amount that do it. But don't get it twisted. They can conscript you, and feminism's made it possible. Oh, but let's go to this second article. Ooh, 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 ooh. Y'all can read it. He did this and got arrested. Remember that elderly lady? God bless you, ma'am. I forgot your name. But you are doing the Lord's work, putting Planet Fitness out there for saying that people can do that. See, When you say anyone can identify as a woman, because that's what you third and fourth wave feminists are pushing more than your second wave counterparts. I might get pushed back for that, but whatever. See, because you said somebody, if they feel like a woman, they are a woman. This is what happens. Let me tell you why this is feminism's fault. Let me give you an example of what would happen if I was this person's defense attorney. You all say gender's fluid, right? And this is what's going to get you into some deep, deep, deep trouble. He could have felt like a woman when he walked in there, and then his manliness kicked in. And then when he finally goes to court and be arraigned, he can say he feels like a woman again. If I was this guy's lawyer, no disrespect, because I know I'm going to tick some people off, but let's be honest, I would push for a defense that gender is fluid and come up with all this evidence, all these psychologists, psychiatrists, whoever, to push that he's gender fluid. See, this video is kind of cruel, and people are watching it and being like, how you gonna say all this? Look, I'm not here to stop your identity. What I'm telling you is you have to see the convoluted parts of how it can be used against you. Now we're hearing of even men going to prison, okay? Going to jail, talking about they really feel like a woman, changing their identity, going to women's prisons and knocking them women down, and they opening them legs willingly. No offense, that was too much. I'm just telling you. It's just going to be a way for some of them, not all, because some are really trans, to sit there and say, my name is no longer Mike, it's Melissa. And Melissa gonna be back there knocking them down. Because if this person gets arrested, all they gotta do is say that they're transitioning and be put in a women's jail now. We see it in sports now, where you're having to fight to have people who were biologically male having to I lost my train of thought on that one. Honestly, taking stuff from women that women typically won. There was a reason for the separation of sports. Sorry, I had a little brain fog there. Just like in that MMA fight where that biological male who had transitioned, didn't he like break that woman's jaw in that darn boxing match? But as women, this is still our fault, even mine, and I've never identified as a feminist. See, when those of us who weren't a feminist knew this was happening, we just sat and complained about it, made fun of them, jeered, and sat there and condemned them. That's all you can do, because this is a free country. We didn't do enough grassroots, or at least I didn't, enough grassroots to fight it. That's why I have respect for women who do fight it. Then those of you who lied and tried to say biology is now fluid, which is not, 2 + 2 does not equal 5, okay? There's a difference between X chromosomes and Y chromosomes. It's a simple science. I'm not going to do the work for you. Go look it up. See, y'all let it happen because you believe that femininity is all inclusive and that every woman is included. And who I thoroughly dislike, and I don't care if you get mad at me, is you triad wives, triad, whatever you're calling yourselves. Because now you want to go home and be lackadaisical and home make your children cereal from scratch and look like something out of 1960s while making a homemade meatloaf with mashed potatoes. Excuse the cough. Miss me with that. Because a lot of y'all who are doing that are putting on because you know you pay somebody to either clean your house or have a full-time cook. Cause boo boo, my thing is, if you can sit there and make your kids homemade cereal and then look like you're about to go to a charity auction, that's what Magic Spoon is for, sweetie. See, y'all out here thinking you're fooling somebody with the stupid game you playing. You're not fooling anybody. Y'all get on these internets and act, oh, now we gotta prove to men we ready to be married and la la la, and making these videos. And for the most part, some women who are men's advocates like Chantel Simone, I have the utmost respect for. But keep on playing that harp and fiddle and thinking that this equality is equality. It is not. Not here to tell you how to think, not here to tell you how to vote. But best believe, if I was that person's defense attorney, I'd be arguing for gender fluidity.